Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. My name is Shubham Bhagat. I will be the president host for today's meeting. I welcome you all for the 361 meeting of Agnel Toastmasters. Before we start this meeting, there are few guidelines that we follow in our every meeting. One is please refrain from crosstalk while speaker is addressing to the audience so that speaker will not get disturbed. Second is drinking water facility and options are available 28 side from the store. Please feel free to use these amenities during meeting. And third, and the most important one, please keep your mobile on silent or just switch it off because it may disturb your concentration or the meeting itself. You may have 10 seconds to do so. Your cooperation in following this guideline is very much appreciable. Now I request you all to please stand up for our transmission. We provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting into greater self-confidence and personal growth. While will help me with please, now this meeting has opened and hand over the stage to presiding officer who have more than 21 years experience in the field of oil and gas. Please welcome Toastmaster Ramesh. Thank you. How many of you have some specific goals in your life?
And how many of you have achieved those goals? None. Yeah. So, please complete now. So the question is that why you are not able to achieve the goals? Were those goals not achievable, or they were not worth achieving, or maybe the case could be that you did not set your goals correctly. So today I'll be talking about SMART goals and SMART criteria that you can use, which we can use as a measurement for setting your goals. When you set SMART goals, it helps you elaborate your goals and develop a plan which makes it easier for you to achieve your goals. Now, what does the acronym SMART stand for? SMART, S stands for specific. So your goals need to be specific. For example, if you want to buy a house, then you can just think of saying that, okay, I want to be rich or something. You can say that you want to buy a 2 BHK house in Navi Mumbai. That is a very specific goal. Next, M. M stands for measurable. That means that there should be a point of reference by which you can measure the progress of your goal. For example, again, this house. You want to buy a 2 BHK house in Navi Mumbai, which costs around 1.5 crores. And you have around 50 lakhs. So that means you need to earn around 1 crore in order to buy that house. And that earning, how you develop, that will measure the progress of your goal. Next is A, which stands for attainable. That means the goal has to be realistic. You need to have specific amount of money, time, and skills in order to achieve your goal. For example, based on my capability and based on my earning, if I say that I want to buy a bungalow opposite Juhu Beach, Maybe that is not possible for me, but this 2 BHK house in Mumbai is possible for me. Next is R, which is relevant. The goal has to be relevant to your life. It should have some importance in your life or your work or as a business as a whole. As a whole, only then it matters. Otherwise, there is no point in achieving a goal which is not, or going for a goal which is not relevant to your life. And last is that the goal should be time bound. You should specify a timeline in order to achieve your goal. Otherwise, it is not, there is no point. For example, you're buying your house. Maybe you can plan for say 5 years. If you take your entire life to buy your house, then probably you not you, but your children will stay in their house and enjoy the house. So specific timeline is important. Next thing you need to do is follow the PDCA cycle. What is PDCA? P stands for plan, D stands for do, C stands for check, and A stands for act. So plan your goals, divide it into smaller milestones, and then do as per your plan. Act on your check regular basis where you are on your plans, and then act regularly when you are deviating from your plan. Once you do this, you will be able to set and achieve your goals. So you dream regularly while you sleep, but you need to transform your dreams into these smart goals, and then you will be able to achieve. With that, I would like to talk about the guests. We have some guests today in the meeting. So I would like to hear three things from you. First is your name. Second is how did you come to know about us? And third is what is your expectation from this meeting? Maybe yeah, you can stand and say one.
And from reflection for stats.
Okay. So we'll definitely get some information. Yeah, get come once. Maybe you can repeat. No, few people are new here, so okay. So Jesse, hi. So last time he had come here and he has already paid his membership and his fees, and it is in process. Then we have Sony sir. Hi. Yeah, yeah.
I remember I did so many things in one year, but hardly one location here would like me all of it. I very like it.
And we have our District 98 president here. So yeah. District director. So would like to call Ankit Dasgupta on stage. Maybe a couple of thoughts you can share.
Thought of a district director.
Yeah.
I am the member.
Member, I know that. But
Thank you, Dharmesh, for this opportunity. As I was saying, although I'm the district director for District 98, I am the member of Agnel, and it's great to be here. It's been some time that I've been to the club because of the travel and the location. But Agnel is the home club, and I always have the fond memory of Agnel. So all the new members who have come here, you are very fortunate to be part of the sessions of this club, because this is a club which not only gets speakers, but also leaders as we move ahead in Toastmasters and also professionally. So take the best out of the Toastmasters that you can, and welcome to Agnels, everyone, the new members, and for the members overall. It's great to be here. I was not prepared for this in terms of coming and start talking to the members itself, but thanks for the opportunity. So next for the proceedings, I will call upon a member who is an architect by profession, and he loves traveling and photography, and he has joined Toastmasters to improve his communication skills. So let us welcome the TMOD for today, that is Toastmaster Padmapani.
Thank you, Dharmesh, for the wonderful introduction. Today's theme is power of daily habits. There's one famous quote: motivation gets you started, but habit keeps you going. As all of you know, on 31st of December, we are all motivated to hit the gym on 2nd of Jan. But by 10th of Jan, everything fizzles out because that is not our habit. Truly, habit, if you develop good habit, it's empowering. And if we get into wrong one, then that may diminish our strength. So, can anyone tell me what is habit? Repeated action. Yes. Yeah, as per Cambridge Dictionary, habit is something we do regularly, very often, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. There are some unwanted habits. Anyone can tell any unwanted habit they want to remove. Any bad habit or any habit you want to?
I'm watching with reels.
Okay. Dharmesh, any habit?
Watching a mobile.
Okay, good. So anything like maybe watching too much of social media or maybe too much of screen time, even working too much, like being a workaholic is also a bad habit or unwanted habit. There are good habits, especially we want to develop on 31st of December. You can specify those habits. Praveen?
Well, do some exercise.
Okay, good. Anything wrong? New Year, any new habit you want to develop? Waking up early, right. Right, especially waking up early, that is habit everyone wants to develop. Maybe waking up early, going to gym, doing yoga regularly, or doing meditation. So, as we develop our habit, then we can build our characters. Habit is like tiny compound that shapes any individual. Tiny steps that we take daily, anything like doing exercise or meditation, or saving or maybe investing, that can make us healthy, wealthy, spiritual or social or whatever successful individual. Then habits can have compounding effect. Same effect like growing your wealth. You grow your wealth by compounding your finances or by compounding your interest. Same way, habit also can grow, have compound effect. For example, if you develop a small habit of reading a book, maybe 5 pages daily, if you do it consistently over a period of year, you might have read almost 1,800 to 2,000 pages. That equals to almost 10 books. In 5 years, you have already read maybe 50 books, or in 10 years, you'll be reading 100 books. That is the compound effect. Then habits shape individual. What happens if you develop a new habit, like maybe if you go to gym, then you are already on the path of becoming a healthy person. If you start doing meditation, then you are on the way to achieve spiritual achievement, or maybe a peace of mind. So that way, good habits shape all of us. But what happens, most of us keep a big target, like maybe running a marathon, or maybe having a six-pack abs. Okay, so that becomes a daunting task for all of us, and then we get overwhelmed, and maybe after some times we leave that habit, or we don't get, rather we don't get into that habit. There is a specific strategy to develop a new habit. We will get into that strategy, but before that, I will brief you about today's program. Today, we are going to have two prepared speeches. One icebreaker by Shubham, and second speech by Kalyan. Then we will be having interesting training session by Toastmaster Libby. After that, we will be having table topic session by Sandhya Shetty, Toastmaster Sandhya. So let's begin our program meeting. So for that, I would like to call our timer today. Yeah, Praveen. One question on habit. What is one habit you don't skip at all? Great. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Uji, and I am the timer for this debate. What's the timer? My door is to prepare speeches, the table topics, and the speech language. Now, the typical duration of a prepared speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The table topics have a speech duration of 1 to 2 minutes, and the speech evaluations have a speech duration of 3 minutes. In the case of the prepared speeches, the speech evaluator will take the speech duration. Now, I will display the green card, at the minimum timing. Then I will display the yellow card at the midpoint of the speech duration, and I will display the red card, the maximum timing, and until the end of the speech. We have a grace period here also. For the prepared speeches and the graduation, we have a grace time of 30 seconds before and after the speech duration. But on the favorite which we have a grace of 30 seconds only after the speech duration. I will report that time taken by the speakers when called upon. Thank you, and over to you.
Sorry, forgot to. Yes. Now, I would like to call our counter today, Dharmesh, Toastmaster Dharmesh. Dharmesh, I would like to ask one question on habit. What is the one habit that you are proud of?
I think I am not sure whether I am proud of this thing. I'm not sure about my wife. It is attending regularly Toastmasters meeting. I'm attending the Toastmasters meeting from last 1.5 years, and that is the habit that I've cultivated, and I would encourage everybody to take that as a habit. Hello everyone, I am Dharmesh Joshi, and today I will be playing the role of the R counter. So you must have seen in various situations that you have been called upon in meetings and you need to speak spontaneously. And that point of time, you normally utter some words like which you're not supposed to say. So today I'll be noting down all the such crutch words and some phrases, words like so, etc. And also some filler words like you know, and so, but, etc. I'll also be noting down long pauses when you are taking. So this is my role. And in the next section of the meeting, I'll be sharing the report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Dharmesh. Now I would like to call today's grammarian, Toastmaster Ajay. Ajay, one question for you. What is your favorite health habit?
Health habit doesn't for fitness.
Yeah, fitness habit.
I would say swimming.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Toastmaster Ajay, and I will be the grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it is my duty to pay close attention to speakers, also take notes of good usages of grammar language. It is also my duty to take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. It is also my duty to introduce word of the day and phrase of the day for today. Today's word of the day is the word leverage, meaning to use something to its maximum advantage. Example, in today's meeting, we discussed how we can leverage our existing resources and past experiences to streamline our processes. Phrase of the day for today is Rome wasn't built in a day, meaning consistent effort is required to achieve long-term success. For example, while we strive to improve our processes with small, consistent efforts, progress takes time. Let's keep in mind that Rome wasn't built in a day. Please also give the thumbs up when any speaker uses word of the day or phrase of the day on the stage. I will present my report when called upon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ajay.
Journey of 1,000 miles start with the single state. However, that single state comes from facing your fears. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shubham Bankar. I am a native of Orange City of India, Nagpur, and grown up in Navi, Mumbai only. I have a total 6 years of experience in the dynamic field of process safety. I have very much small and supporting family, including me. There are four. My father is working as a machine operator in a printing press. My mother is housemaker, and my younger brother is working as a software engineer in Capgemini. Now let's get back to let's imagine 18-year-old version of me pressing all the buttons of lift until midnight and after coming out of lift. Why? Because I have to pick that drop service. Yes, I was on night shift. I wanted to pick that drop first so that I can reach early. So I was just pressing it so that it will go up slowly. Yeah. So it wasn't enough. They used to drop me at the railway station, nearest railway station. And I remember my first day. I was going home. My mom called me at 2:30. Where are you? And my phone rang and all these sleeping dogs come at me. Like, how dare you wake me up? And I was like opening my bed and just you wasn't it like that. So that was a scary moment. However, I have somehow survived. That was the period of 2015 when I was waiting for my diploma result to come out and working for Reliance Customer Care so that I can buy some one screenless mobile for me. And After result came out, I thought, yeah, result came out. Now all studying over. Now will be no more studying. However, my dad and uncle had different plan for me. They enrolled me for B in the Navi College of Engineering. And seriously, doing same subject and same practicals for 3 more years is not a diploma thing. But due to my uncle and my father's peer supported me financially, I also work in a paid coaching classes Vashi. That also supported me. My student was not aware of the fact that their mathematics lecturer have getting MC and M4. And it is not easy thing to for diploma guy to clear MC and M3 because trigonometry is easy thing. But that 4 year series Laplace transform, inverse trigonometry, probability, it was like climbing Mount Everest without oxygen. But I have somehow survived. And but my mom's dream was like एक तरह मुझे government में से पाहिजे. I couldn't complete it because for government I have to give gate and for that again mathematics. So I pass on that to my younger brother. And and seriously, I sometimes thought if I weren't an engineer, I would have been Chaiwala, traveling in a helicopter and asking my pilot, hey, let me drive. Yeah, or maybe coming at home, boat trip, something like that. Speaking of traveling, I remember I was in Kuwait, I was taking a selfie. Suddenly one car, police car came by. He said, hey you, come here. I was scared, I was 22. I was in answer position. Sorry. Another police officer laughed, said, click, take selfie with police. You know what I did? I didn't do anything. I was in the same position. Sorry. Delete. And after that, I ran away to my hotel and slept. It was a scary experience, but somehow I have survived. Again. And I wasn't very much sharp or study kind of guy. During my, I had only 70% in my 10th examination. However, when my first result of first semester came out, only 2 people passed out of 56. I was last. But surprisingly, people started calling me second topper, second topper. Even different department, other department was saying like, he is the second topper of chemical. So I had to maintain that. I studied and in the next year I was topper. But when I was on stage, principal was giving me medal and certificate. I have first time realized about stage fear. I practically snatched that certificate from there and ran without looking at camera. My whole department was screaming, chemical, chemical, I didn't even look at it. That was crazy experience. And okay, my patient goal, and after 9 years later, now I'm called as a PNC expert. I have traveled more than 20 times internationally and lots of cities in these 6 years. So my goal is to train safety professionals so that incident like last week do not happen. Like in that I was in energy explosions. So to do that, I have to face my fears. That's why I'm here. And Rome wasn't built in a day. So that's why I think, according to we should fear whatever comes in front of us. We should face and keep marching so that we can progress. And that's all. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Yes, thank you, sir.
Shiva, really, it was wonderful speech. Now, for second speech, 1 minute. Oh, sorry. 1 minute silence. You write a feedback. So those who don't have the feedback, please raise your hands. Yes, now I would like to call evaluator Toastmaster Ankit. Toastmaster Ankit, one question for you. Which daily habit gives you joy?
Thank you for this question. So I love exercising, and I believe in at least taking out 30 to 45 minutes in a day to exercise in the gym if possible. And if I do that, then I feel confident and sees I feel like seizing with it throughout as I go ahead in the course of the journey. So that's about what I thought.
Thank you, Ankit.
Good evening, everyone. My target speaker is attempting his level 2 project 3 from the presentation mastery pathway. This topic is introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to clearly define what Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as a prodigy. The speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. I wish the speaker all the best, and I encourage him to leverage the stage. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Kalyan for his prepared speech. Toastmaster Kalyan, one question for you. Which one habit you have developed over the period of time?
Last 3 years, I developed the habit of jogging. I used to find it difficult just to run for at least 200 meters. Now I can be able to achieve a smart goal is set, right? Every year, 5 kilometers. This year I achieved 15 kilometers.
Okay, that's good. Toastmaster Kalyan, S Toastmaster Kalyan.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Yes, and my evaluator. Many of you are driving cars, bikes, and you understand the gear mechanism. First gear, second gear, third gear. What essentially gear does is transfer the power in the right manner to put it in the right set of motion so that we will achieve the benefit. The mentor-mentee relationship is also the same. The mentor helps the mentee the right kind of strategy, engagement at the right level so that his energy has been positively driven for the best. Do you know that mentor-mentee relationship, one of the mentor-mentee relationship is linked to 1.47 trillion USD market cap? 1.47 trillion USD market cap. I'm not joking. The founder of Apple, so Steve Jobs, mentored the founder of Facebook, which we are mostly addicted to, Mark, for how to develop technology innovation, build a business acumen in technology, and how to take this technology towards people's lives. It's an interesting story. It's already available everywhere. That's how the mentor-mentee relationship talks about a senior mentor who can able to guide the mentee in the right way, build a support system, encourage him to think of his role, and then give him the proper guidance. While preparing for this speech, I was reading through the newspaper. One of the interesting things which I saw is our IPL franchise Kolkata Knight Riders. They got a coach. His name is Chandrakant Pandey, and they also got a mentor. His name is Brahim. You know both the players. I got a little confused. What is the difference between a coach and a mentor? Then I was looking, so then I found out it's an interesting thing. It's a marginal difference between these two. The coach is one who is a kind of a time ball. And then we know about a bowling coach is only focused on bowling. So it's a structure, it's clearly oriented. But when it comes to the mentor, interesting part is it's not time oriented. Actually, the relationship evolved over the time. That's the difference between a coach and a mentor, which I have seen in my Toastmasters journey. And one more interesting part is when coach is doing certain things, right, it's purely structured. While it have to be delivered, it have to be structured in a certain way, and then it come, deliver the task and move away. But mentor is something, it's not structured in a way, but it's more of personal. It's more of personal. It can be fine-tuned based on the individual's engagement. So it evolves on a personal basis, and also the tasks are getting delivered in the right fashion. In Toastmaster journey, when he started, I'm fortunate to have Meenakshi as my mentor. The first and foremost thing is, initially I was really confused how to go on the website itself of the Toastmasters. Whatever my understanding when I got to the website, I had a little bit of understanding, but Meenakshi clearly guided me where we need to get the maximum benefit of the website, where we need to look for the right set of content for building out your speeches. And other interesting part is playing an active role in club meetings. I was not sure about the role. I was really hesitant whether should I take up the role or not. Not only Meenakshi, I feel each and every one over here who have mentored me in taking up actively in multiple roles during the club meetings. What it has helped me is my major motive of attending this club meeting is to develop public speaking skills. I was really fearsome of how getting into the stage, but these kind of practices help me to build step by step my confidence of coming and standing here in delivering speeches. It's not about one mentor, there are multiple structure of this meeting. One of the best things which I see in after delivering every speech is the feedback slip which you give. I see each and every one of you as my mentor. Because one of the feedback slips, some of the meeting after I delivered my speech, they said, you dress casually. From that day, I changed. Whenever I come to the delivering any speech, I want to be in a properly dressed manner. And I always had a problem of speaking loud, or after some point of time, my tone goes down. Mentors over here help me how to pace my speech so that I can be much more reality to my kind of vocal voice and then make my speech to itself. One of my mythology close to my hometown is when the word O, it's called as Pranav Mantra. When everybody was trying to understand what is the meaning of the word O, nobody knows it. And Lord Muruga, who is younger son of Lord Shiva, from mythology, he said, I know that. If you want, I can teach you. Lord Shiva went to him, to his place, and learned from him what is the meaning of the word O. Actually, it's a mythology story, but what is the lesson for me from this is wherever the knowledge, You can go and see that, irrespective of your position or power. He could have called up his son to London, but he went to this place to seek his salvation. For me, the Toastmaster and his club is also the similar thing. Each and every one of you, I am treating as my mentor. I am seeking your knowledge to improve upon my public speaking skills. The name of the place or the name of the Lord after this mythology is called as Swaminatha Swami, means Guru to the Lord, Lord to the Guru. So in short form, you call it as SS. Okay, Toastmaster.
That was excellent, Kalyan. One in silence for feedback. Now I would like to ask our timer to give timing for prepared speeches.
So, to Toastmaster, so he spoke for 6 minutes and 7 seconds. And Postmaster yards spoke for 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Thank you, and over to you.
So both the speakers are qualified. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Libby for the most awaited training session. Toastmaster Libby. Toastmaster Libby, one question for you. How do you incorporate learning as a habit in your daily life?
I don't know if it's a habit or something like that, where I come across something which I haven't heard of before, or I don't know about it. What I do is I go back, I find out what it is, and if on that particular day I'm able to do it, I know it's a available opportunity and try and figure out what that particular concept was. So I'm not really sure if it's a habit, but it's what I do.
That's good.
So it says education session. I don't know how much of an education this is going to be. What I'm going to be discussing today is about the various meeting roles that we have in any Toastmaster meeting. Now, any Toastmaster meeting has a certain amount of protocols, and there are certain rules that are nominated every time. So, and each role has a specific duty, has a specific benefit. And that is what we are going to try and explore today. Now, you must have seen, you've seen about one half of the meeting, you've seen various people come up here and take up these roles. You saw Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Padmavani. You heard our timers and our counters in Bulgarian come up here and describe their roles. So each of these are roles, and each of these roles have to be performed in a certain manner, and they all give you certain benefits. And that is what we are going to discuss today. So I have a question for all of you. How many different roles, unique roles are there in one Toastmasters meeting? Any typical Toastmasters meeting, if you have to count all the various, how many?
14.
Wow. I don't know which Toastmasters. One number, just give me a number. 6.
8,
Okay.
9, 8, 9, 9, 9.
9 is the closest, we have 10 roles. These are the roles. You have your sergeant at, this is from the order of appearance. We have a sergeant at arms, the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the Day, timer, grammarian, our counter. After that, we have the speech evaluators, the speakers, your table topics master, and general evaluator. Those are 10 roles that we have in any typical meeting. All these, I want to talk about Toastmaster or Toastmaster of the Day. When you go to a Toastmasters website, sometimes the Toastmaster of the Day is just referred to as Toastmaster. So don't get confused by the terminology. I just want to bring that out. Again, Table Topics Master is also sometimes referred to as just Topics Master. Today, we are going to discuss 7 of these roles, which is present. These are the roles that we are going to be discussing today. Speaker and evaluators need an entire education session on its own, so I will not be talking about it. These are the roles that I will be getting in. Let's start off with our sergeant at arms. So, you've seen a sergeant at arms. You've seen a sergeant at arms. What do you think are the benefits of being a sergeant at arms? You've seen what a sergeant at arms does. Some of you have been there, some of you know about it.
So, actual ability to organize things.
Organizing, punctuality, what else?
Keeping the decorum of the room.
Correct.
Giving a good start.
Energy,
Energy.
building energy.
That is the first speaker of the day.
Yeah, also what is the skill that's being used?
Skill is that you build the energy to the room. That's it.
Correct. So let me see what I thought as benefits matches with what you thought as benefits. Organization skills, punctuality, yes. Time management you learn because you start exactly at 5. Yeah. Wait, go back. Yeah, awesome. Each of these roles I have divided into 4 portions. One is the benefits that you derive out of it. How do you prepare for the role before the meeting? What do you do for the role during the meeting? And some bonus points that you need to remember when you have taken up that particular role. So what do you do to prepare? What do you do when you are the sergeant at arms before the meeting? Yeah, everybody knows sergeant at arms is responsible for the logistics of the meeting. He and his team will come up, they'll set up the room, ensure the chairs are in place, the ACs are working, the AV is working, the refreshments, most important that they are ordered and then they will come on time. Yes, this board that we see and we all refer to, all this is in place. And what also the sergeant at arms needs to do is, he comes up here like everybody, all of you mentioned, he is the first person to speak on stage. So what he has to say is of great importance in the sense that it sets the tone for the meeting. The energy that the sergeant at arms gives is translated into the entire meeting. So ideally, I would recommend that there is a script available for sergeant at arms. Go through the script before you come in. Even if you're the most experienced Toastmaster, going through a script before taking up a role is a good idea. And what does he do during the meeting? obviously. How does a sergeant at arms start the meeting?
Clap.
What does that do? Why do we clap?
Wake up
Again, same energy, attention, right? Everybody is alert. You all come after afternoon siestas. Clapping helps, right? Then he reads out the instructions that is available. So all sergeant at arms need to understand, need to know the logistics of the venue also, where the washrooms are, where your drinking water is available, and you need to incorporate all that in your script that you are reading on. Yeah, so it's a good idea to write it down exactly what you want to say, so that you're not up on stage and you're trying to figure out what is to be said. Is it on the left? Is it on the right? Those kind of things we try and avoid. And another important function that Sergeant at Arms does is introducing the next person coming on stage. That is your presiding officer. Now, the Sergeant at Arms tends to introduce the same person every time, right? Isn't that an opportunity for the Sergeant at Arms to explore his creativity? How many different ways can you introduce the same person? So, this is the challenge for the Sergeant at Arms at every meeting. So, like I said, these are the points that needs to be remembered. He says the tone of the meeting, ensure that the start is energetic, and experiment with introductions. Introducing people is an important skill that needs to. Next, we have the Toastmaster of the day. So now what are the benefits of becoming a Toastmaster? I'm sure
You get to connect with a lot of people. That's the problem.
correct. What else?
You learn how to orchestrate an event.
Yes. Anything else?
talk on the spot.
Initiate type of communication.
Time management? Choose yeah.
Topic.
Correct.
The theme of the day. The Toastmasters of the day is taking the leader of the meeting.
Yes. So leadership skills?
Leadership skills.
Yeah. All these and more. I mean, these are, you're just touching the tip of the iceberg. It is when you do these roles over and over again, is when you realize the benefit that it actually does, and how you have changed from the first time you took up a timer role to when you have actually done a Toastmaster of the day. And how do you prepare for a Toastmaster of the day beforehand? First is you come up with a theme. Now, what is the theme what should be the theme according to you? What kind of theme should a Toastmaster of the day come up with?
And engaging, motivating,
Correct. If you come up with something like rocket science where people can't relate to, the tone of the meeting will go down. A lot of times, it is the Toastmaster of the day that makes or breaks the meeting. He or she carries the meeting on her back from the beginning to the end. If the Toastmaster of the day is energetic, enthusiastic, the meeting and the feel and the vibe also is equally energetic. So I spoke about the content relevant. Another thing that they have to do is contact all the role players, because the Toastmaster of the day will be introducing everybody. So every role player in the meeting is first called on stage. Other than the SAR and the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the day is the one who introduces everybody. So you have to get in touch with each and every role player. And it is not just a fact, just for the meeting. What happens when you dial and you call up somebody and ask them how you're doing, or can you tell me something about yourself? You don't know what you might get into. You might get a friend for life. You might find a network for something which you're doing. There are so many benefits for everything that you do. And another thing is the Toastmaster of the day is the custodian for the agenda. The idea that the TMOD has to ensure that the meeting is conducted as per agenda, as per the timings of the agenda, is extremely important. So it is not just the VP who creates the agenda, it is responsible that the meeting gets over in time. So does the Toastmaster of the day. Yeah. During the meeting, what does the Toastmaster do? Yeah. Sorry, I missed one thing. The another important aspect that the Toastmaster of the day needs to know is the flow of the meeting. Can we discuss the flow of the meeting? What happens from the time the Toastmaster of the day gets the stage, what is the first thing that he does?
Introduces the theme.
Yeah, he speaks about the theme, right? Then he tag team, right? Then what is next? He calls the first evaluator. What does he call the first evaluator for? Yeah. So when the Toastmaster of the day is standing here, he needs to be very clear what he's calling out the next role player for. So when you're inviting the evaluator to read out the speech objectives. So that has to be clearly articulated. You're not calling them to evaluate the speech. You're not calling them to give a speech with the speech objectives. That needs to be. Yeah. What happens then? The speaker. Yeah. So the prepared speeches section is done. Then. Then, if he or she chooses, they can speak a little bit about the theme, right? Then we have the table topics. Then break. Yeah. Even the break becomes a responsibility of the Toastmaster of the day. If you're saying 10 minutes, by 5 minutes, you have to stand there and ask people to walk back into the. Like I said, the meeting should start and end in time becomes a responsibility of the Toastmaster of the day. Yeah. We come back with G. Maybe he can speak a little bit about his theme, right? G will call the evaluators, right? What happens next? Tagging photo. Then change report.
Back on team of the team closer to the
Team closes the
team.
team. So this is what essentially a team does. And in between, he's of course introducing people, right? And
One thing, after the theme there, he has to explain the speech, the structure of the meeting.
I understand. Thank you, Ravi.
Structure of
Two things the Toastmaster they can do at that point. They can, if there are a lot of guests and a lot of new people, you can also explain a little bit in 2 lines the history of Toastmasters, and then you can explain the structure of the meeting, the 3 parts of the meeting. So this is essentially what a Toastmaster of the day does. And in between this, he's introducing people, and there are a couple of protocols that we need to ensure. The handshake, which is very important. Every time a person is given the stage, you shake hands, and every time the Toastmaster comes back, you shake hands. Then, of course, the speech. How do you announce the speech title, name, speech title, name? And the 1 minute silence that happens in between. These are small things that we tend to forget when we are in the flow of the things. So if you have a checklist ready, you know you are going to do this, and these are the tick marks that you need, right? Sure. Benefits of being a timer. They're not actively listening. As a timer, you don't need to actively listen to be more attentive to the
attention for details.
So you're aware of what time management is. 5 minutes ka speech, 4 minutes ka speech. You learn to focus because you have to be focused on the task that you're doing. If you listen to the speech and forget what you're supposed to do, that causes a problem. And precision. So even if it's 4 minutes, 31 seconds, that is an issue. So you learn precision. And how do you prepare? Timing guidelines. What are the timing guidelines available for table topics? They know 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, so when do you show the green card? Yeah, so the minimum, when you say it is 1 to 2 minutes, any speech is for 1 to 2 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. So 4, if I take the example of 4 to 6 minutes, 4 becomes the minimum time, That's when you flash the green card. And when you flash the green card, you hold on till it is time to show the yellow card. And when you show the yellow card, between the 4 and 6 minutes is 5 minutes. So that's when you start showing your yellow card. And you hold the yellow card till it's time to show the red card at 6 minutes because that's the maximum time. Right? And we also have something which is called as 30 seconds grace time. Before and after the speeches. So if a person is supposed to speak for 4 minutes, he or she has spoken for 3 minutes 30 seconds, that is a qualification, or has spoken for 6 minutes 30 seconds. Only at the end of maximum qualifying time for table topics. Otherwise, evaluation and speeches, it is available both at the minimum qualifying time and at the maximum. Do charge your timing devices when it shouldn't be that when you come over here and suddenly your battery is off. Those kind of small things you need to. You come up here, you will give your intro. Now, if you look at the agenda says the timer has to speak for 2 minutes. It is extremely great that you want to improvise and come up with something big. No issues. But you have that 2 minutes and it should happen in that 2 minutes. Now, when I said Toastmaster of the day is responsible for the agenda, so does everybody else who has taken up a role responsible for the time allotted to them. So that reminds me of show me at 15, 20 and 25. Yeah. So hold the timer. So a few things to remember. Timer card, you don't need to flash it on top of the head, just here where the viewer can, the speaker can see. And when you start the time, that's an important thing. No? You wait for the speaker to tell you to start the timing. What is it that you do?
First verbal.
Right. The first verbal or non-verbal communication that a speaker does. So he comes here and he does any kind of action or starts speaking, he will start the time. I've spoken about all of that. Yes. And always have an eye on the agenda and be in touch with your Toastmaster already. So it becomes the timer's responsibility also to keep telling the Toastmaster of the day that if you're running ahead of time or running behind schedule, so the Toastmaster of the day can shorten his particular content as a learner. Again, benefits of our counter. This is where active listening will come into play. Right? You are clearly listening. What else? You actually can analyze the speech pattern of people. If you will listen attentively and you take up the counter role number of times, you can actually figure out when a person has forgotten or is talking impromptu. Those kind of things are the pattern is very visible if you can listen intently as an actor. And how do you prepare the script again is important. Go through the script, familiarize yourself with the various filler words that we have. So what are the filler words? That Nish mentioned it. Yeah. Then there are also repetitions like I know. Those are parts of, see, I just said we 2 times. Those are part of the speech that comes in when we are not sure what we are going to say. It comes very automatic. And what do you do during the meeting? The same things. You can give your intro, you can improvise the intro, but stick to the 2 minutes or whatever time is mentioned in the agenda. And definitely create a report for everybody during. And one thing I would recommend is to summarize if you can. So if you have a bunch of people who are come here and spoken to you about whatever. And so if you have 5 people who have said at less than 5 times, so you can say that Praveen and Shubham used 5 times or less than 5 times. Because otherwise the report gets extremely detailed. So if you can summarize it, it's good, but a detailed report should definitely be written down and it should be available for the members to come and have a look at if they want to look at it. Yeah, another important aspect of our counter is a lot of times I've seen that when members take up the role, they only count the ums and ahs of the speakers, the evaluators, or the table topics. No, you have to count right from the sa till the general evaluator who speaks. Wherever possible, you continue making your row. Remedial benefits. One of the most,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, but more. You improve your vocabulary. Because you're obviously looking for words. I think most of us must go and Google out the words because we want to put in a new word. I do it, right? So again, analytical listening skills. Because what you're doing when you're listening for the correct grammar. And then you analyze whether that English is right, whether the preposition was put in right, whether the tense is correct. Analytical skills. How do you prepare? You figure out a word of the day and a phrase of the day. And another thing to be kept in mind is word of the day and phrase. You come up with a very complicated word which sounds very good, but if it cannot be used in regular parlance, nobody uses the word and it kind of is a waste. So try and come up with a word and a phrase which can be used when we are regularly speaking with each other. Yes? Then share it. We have a role player group. Share it in the group so that it can be put in the agenda. The members can have a look at it. Sometimes the prepared speeches come prepared with these words and phrases in their speeches. Again, rehearse this, especially to the first time role takers. It is not at all necessary that you have to come and say your script by heart. That you don't have to hold your script. That is, in fact, I would very, very strongly recommend that you stand with your script for the first 2, 3, 4 times. Read the script. Because what happens when we try to improvise is we are trying to remember, then we are telling and hawing over here, and that spoils the momentum of the meeting. Read out what's the harm in reading out your script. What is going on? That is why the scripts have been laminated, very good quality. Scripts are available. Buy it. Read out the scripts. And once you're used to it, then it becomes easy. Then you remember, then you know what it is. Then, yeah, improvise, don't look at the script. But the first 3, 4 times, I would very strongly recommend that everybody go through the script. And what do you do during the meeting? Count the word of the day, count the phrase of the day. It's important because at the end of it, you're going to be speaking about it. And then when you speak about good uses of grammar and incorrect uses of grammar, this is the place where you need to be more tactful. What are you tactful? When you say it's a good usage, very nice. Come in the people. You give them praises. You say, take their names. But when you're talking about incorrect grammar usage, the language has to be different. First of all, you don't name anybody, right? We don't want anybody to feel bad. We want the person to come back. But what you're going to say, a speaker mentioned this. A better way to say that could have been this. This was said, that is incorrect, that is wrong. Try and avoid using these kind of negative words. Try and sugarcoat it, basically. So that it sounds nicer and the person is also willing to take the feedback. And the person who's made the mistake knows that. So we don't have to say the name. Some points to remember, yeah. Another thing was, it would be best if we can not comment on the accents. A lot of us have mother tongue influence in our language. While it may go, it may not go. As far as the grammar is correct, the communication is happening, I don't think we should comment on the accents unless it sounds totally and completely off. Even that can be given as a private feedback. On stage, avoid. Yeah, benefits. I think we're running out of time. Yes. So, benefits. You know how to engage an audience, right? You're standing here, you're having an entire session. You need to ensure that your audience is engaged with you. You need to pull out your audience. You need to ask them to come on stage. Again, active listening skills. In fact, the Pathways has an entire project where a tabletop master takes up a role and that becomes the project that he has to do. And enhances creativity. How does this enhance creativity?
Last time,
yeah. So last time, Michi had to give you an example that was excellent creativity. She came up with something that taste, smell, hear and feel. So she made us do a lot of things, and it was an excellent table topic session. So. And that is one way of improving your creativity. There are so many. When it comes to table topics, the sky is the limit. The kind of activities that you can do, and it is not just giving a quote and the person coming while talking. And you can have dialogues. You can have for, against. The amazing level of creativity can be ensured. And how do you prep before the meeting? Obviously, you come up with the topics, and also because we have a theme. Every Toastmasters meeting has a theme. It is a good idea to have the table topics also in alignment with the theme, right? And come with 10, 12 topics. We typically have 7 or 8 speakers, but you never know. There might be a new guest who's uncomfortable with some topic that you have given. You have to give her another topic. So having more than you need is good. Keep the topic simple and easy. We are not here to prove our knowledge or intelligence. The idea is the person can come up here and stand here and speak about something for 1 minute. That's it. Again, rehearse the table topic script. So the one thing go ahead. The table topics master script, as when the person comes up here and speaks about what table topics is. These are the things that definitely should be in that part. Why table topics is important, and what kind of skills do you develop? So, what kind of skills do you develop for with table topics?
Thinking on the feet, thinking here.
First, listening, because the topic is only repeated twice. So, listening, it starts with listening, then thinking, then you're organizing your thoughts on what you need to say, and obviously communications, that is part of it, right? Be kind. As table topic master, you have the power in your hand to encourage the speaker. Or you find a lot of nervous speakers, first-time speakers. It is within your power to encourage and ensure that the person goes back feeling great about themselves and is willing to come back again. So this is what the table topic master's main role should ideally be. Another thing that I've seen is what happens in this attempt to encourage the person. There is a one-on-one conversation that starts happening between the table topic master and the. Try and avoid that. You encourage them, you speak them 1 or 2 times, still not willing, you let them do it. But don't have a prolonged communication that happens between the two. Yeah. Remember, even during your script, remind people about the word of the day, phrase of the day, so they can use it. And also give the timing guidelines once more. Because I know the timer has come and mentioned it, but we as Toastmasters, we know, but most of the guests would have forgotten it. So it's a good thing to remind. Last. Yeah. How many of you have been general evaluators? So I think you develop a lot of skills. Observational, you're analyzing everything, you're observing everything. You need to know what you need to know before you go and tell others this was right or this is how it should have been done, right? Then another important aspect that you develop as a general evaluator is trying to give constructive feedback. You're not just telling anybody this is wrong, this is right. You're trying to tell them how it could have probably done better. It has to sound constructive. Prep before the meeting, again, the GE needs to know what is in the agenda, right? Like the teamwork, the GE also should have the agenda completely within his, obviously, keenly observe the. And there is a GE checklist. If you could just click on Agat's link. This is available. So for first time general evaluation, this is a good list to go through to figure out what you can look at, what you cannot look at. Just run through this. I don't want to get into it. See, it talks about things that you can look at before meeting, things that you can do during the meeting. What do you look in a Toastmaster? See, this is what I was talking about for Toastmaster of the day. Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay. Yeah. So instead of Toastmaster of the day, a lot of times TI just mentions Toastmaster. What to look when a Toastmaster of the day is standing here, then scroll down. What does it general? So for the general evaluator, what was done? So does the general properly introduce the grammarian? Everything else is there. So the first one, did the general evaluator properly introduce the grammarian? That does not apply for us. A lot of clubs have this way, a different style of conducting the meetings where the general evaluator is called by the Toastmaster of the day at the beginning of the meeting, and the G then introduces the tactic. So we don't follow that. So that particular point is not valid for us, but the others are. Moving on. Yeah. This is for the table topics master. Again, here, if you look at it, topics master. Right? Take it. Just go back to the. I think they're done. There's nothing much. So I just wanted to go through this. I want to know if you people know. Okay. Who's the president of the club? Yes. Isha, do you know who's the president of a club? Toastmaster Dheeraj. This is how he looks like. So next time we should know. Then who is the vice president of our club? Vice president education for our club. So this is person sitting right up front, Toastmaster Dharmesh. Then vice president membership is Toastmaster Rohidas. He's sitting here again. He's the general evaluator today. And then we have Vice President Public Relations. This gentleman who's the timer today. Today our ExCom decided to take up all the roles. The secretary of the meeting is Toastmaster Ruchi. She's an evaluator today. Treasurer is Toastmaster Rajesh. He's not there in the meeting. And Sergeant at Arms is Divyank. Again, he's not there. Toastmaster Shubham is taking up for it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shubham. I had a small quiz prepared, but chalo. So you must have seen all the benefits that you have seen. Have you looked at those benefits, and do you think those benefits or the skills that we are learning is just for Toastmasters? Yeah. Each of those skills that we learn by taking in these roles are useful for us in our professional life, right? And anywhere else we do. So Toastmasters is the forum. We need to leverage these roles. We need to use these roles to, ensure that we are not here just to be Toastmasters. We are here to enhance others, and that is what these roles help us. And you might be a beginner, you might be a distinguished Toastmaster, but as they say, Rome was not built in a day. You take small steps and you will reach there eventually. And each role has benefits that has been mentioned, and so many other benefits that I can't count and quantify. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, ladies. That was fantastic. Beautifully presented. So, we'll move to our next session, that is table topic masters. So, I would like to call Toastmaster Samna. No, take a break. We need a break. Can you take a break? Break. Let's take a break. Yeah. Yes. So, what's time? 6:24. So, back by 6:35. Yes. So, we'll take a break now. Yes. Thank you. This one.
How much did you was that is not trying to right now?
Thanks for the because they had a lot of agree that you know, okay. No, it's them. The thing is, they're feeling different. Differences. So I to want to continue this, let's say, how do you feel when you connect?
Honestly, I didn't know she was being about that discussion and something so right. My books was that I got that which is like get the institute from his skills. I wanted to teach stuff. Yeah.
I suppose it's a government philosophy, still the
Yeah.
That is something called people. So there is a big guidance. You can order this, then you will even talk. This is I will understand the question.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I'm really like happy to know that there are like skills that process.
Very fast and realize. So then, different topic section. For that, I'd like to call Toastmaster Sandhya. Toastmaster Sandhya, one question for you.
Yeah.
Which hobby, habit, or activity which you enjoy doing?
I would say daily I enjoy it, but I like binge watching. So I like to do it once I finish up all my office work, stay on weekends.
Sure.
Finished. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So I'll be the table topic master for today's evening. So in this session, you will get to think on your feet, and with this, you will also be able to improve your impromptu speaking skills. Now, in this, you will be given a topic, and you will have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So I would say there is no right or wrong answer to these topics. It's just that whatever comes to your mind, you just speak there and there. So I would like, would anyone like to volunteer for table topics? No one. I would like to randomly pick.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy topic. Should there be a universal basic income? Why or why not?
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Should there be a universal basic income? Why or why not? Well, I am on the side of why not. I mean, who wouldn't like free money, right? The way our economy is going, the way the world is moving, the advances of technology, AI, robotics, I'm sure in the next 5 years we all will be struggling to keep our jobs. Yes or yes?
Yes,
Yes. I mean, you are not spared, I'm not spared, no one's spared. We'll all be struggling to keep our jobs. It was thought when AI was in its nascent stages that probably the blue collar workers would be losing their jobs. But alas, as we know today, it's the intellectual workers who are facing the ire of this alien intelligence, like how some philosophers would like to put it. So, in that case, how do we survive? Do you need a support from the governmental structures, from the powers that be, to make sure that you can eat your food? I'm sure the people in this room would not be affected with this, but I'm damn sure that there are a lot of other people out there who would require this universal basic income tax support infrastructure. But along with universal basic income, you would also need something else. Skill level. Now I know that I'm going a little off topic from what was given to me. But imagine how long are you going to be supporting yourself on these handouts? You need certain avenues where you can show your skills, show that you're worth, and earn for yourself. Figure out new means and methods to earn for yourself. So therefore, I do agree with the fact that you need universal basic income. Similarly, universal skill development schemes should be implemented. That's it.
Very well said. Thanks for that. Thank you for setting up the tone. So I would encourage guests to participate in this. We should have raised his hand. Oh, okay. Sorry. That's sure. And what's the worst financial advice you have ever received?
What is the worst financial advice I've ever received? Sometimes, on certain occasions, the closest to you don't necessarily make sense, or for that matter, don't hold a sense of consequence with respect to a particular subject. I'll give you the context to it. But a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and members. It's wonderful to be talking about this particular subject in front of you. It's an honor. I've always wondered, what if the closest and nearest and the nearest ones to you are wrong when they're actually imparting knowledge about something that's very important? In recent time, just a few weeks ago or so, I was having a very important conversation about finance and about investment with a very close individual of my life, my uncle, my maternal uncle. All right. And he was very decisive with, forget about decisive would be an understatement, but he was very proactive and he wanted me to take up these, invest my hard earned early on money during the nascent stages of my career on these on these bonds that didn't necessarily seem very lucrative to me. And you have these polarizing opinions wherein I'm having a conversation with my father who's very pragmatic, who doesn't want to go further with these particular investments, and who's very conservative in a particular sense. On the contrary, someone who's very sanguine, someone who's extremely confident. My uncle was just ready to distort the kind of belief system that I had, and just wanted me to go ahead with a particular investment. And that kind of taught me how not necessarily how someone who's really close to you is not necessarily does not necessarily make sense in every single occasion. Now I know I'm not able to answer the question that she posed for, but these are the words that I got as I put forth myself in front of you. Thank you.
I would like guests to come up.
Jesus, Jesus. J-I, S-E, and shoes.
What's the best purchase you have ever made? What's the best purchase you have ever made?
Okay. So, this is my second day here, and my name is Chase. So, what's the best purchase I have ever done? So, that is a difficult thing to say, but well, I would say there are many things that I have bought, but out of all of it, the best thing or the thing which I have been able to leverage the maximum was from a book. And the name of that book is Jonathan the Seagull. I would value this book much more compared to anything else that I have purchased, be it property, be it gold, which everyone would say that keeps appreciating. But this book is something which instilled something very deep into me, that it's a book written by Richard Bach, and it talks about that you need to be consistently working on yourself, irrespective of your surroundings, irrespective of the people who surround you, who would, in almost all cases, accept mediocrity. But you need to keep working on yourself, believing in yourself, so that you keep on improving every day, little by little. And you will reach a stage where you will be totally transformed, and you will find that the people who you were with no more are around you, but a new set of people are there with you. So this book is about a seagull whose name was Jonathan. And seagulls, as this seagull actually learned to fly high, and that is the story about it. So that's something which instilled a lot of learning into me. So that's the best investment I did make.
Any guess? Think having more money changes people? Do you think having more money changes people, and how?
Hello everyone, my name is Poonam and this is my first ever Toastmasters. And I'm very excited to be part of most such sessions. So my topic is
Do you think
having more money changes people? So I would say that money, I would like to begin by saying that money is not everything, but money plays its role in our lives. Certainly a major role, because money could work as a means to a lot of resources, a means to a lot of opportunities, chances, and privileges also. So I would like to say that with money, a lot of things changes. You get access to a certain kind of living condition. You get access to certain kind of educational opportunities, travel, stay, food, nutrition. Everything is based and related to money. So I would say that money, in a moderate amount, could lead to you leading a better life, lead to you leveraging the resources and opportunities across your life, across your living experiences. But I would say that a lot of money could also like change a lot of mindset. Once you have the privileges of life, or once you have the abundance of things that you necessarily don't need in life, could also lead to what do you say? I'm actually searching for words here. A lot of negligence towards other people's conditions, towards other people's situations. So I would say I might sound a little preachy here, but I would say a more amount of money could certainly be not good for anybody out there, but a moderate amount is very much necessary to lead a very decent life. Thank you.
Any guess? If you won the lottery, what would you do with that money? If you won the lottery, what would you do with that?
It's very probabilistic question. I never won the lottery.
Maybe you can win it tomorrow.
If I won the lottery, it's a God's money, I think. I doesn't know what to do with the money. First of all, I will just call up my mother and say, I won a lot of money. I will be quitting my job tomorrow. I will call my line manager and say, go to the hell, man. Easily amount of increment you give me every year and giving me justification that I am also getting 6% day every year. Cannot give more than that. That is that will be what I will be thinking in the first moments of the lottery winning phase. Then I will be doing what to do with my money. Maybe I will go with the financial advisor. Will try to contact some security registered financial advisor and try to protect my God's money for me for my lifetime.
Can you think about vacations where and all you can go with that money?
In vacations, I have to plan.
Like that. Should kids be taught about money in school? Should kids be taught about money in school and why?
So hello everyone. My name is Shazad. This is my first Toastmasters as well. I am over here trying to set up a Toastmasters for my organization, and within the first session itself, I think I got the vibe of why exactly that would be important within my organization. So now coming to the topic that she just gave, should children be taught about money in school? I think that's one of the most important things that we should be dealing with in the first place. Our educational system pretty much is on the lines of learning about geography, history, maths, trigonometry, and things like that that may not really help you with a lot of things in future. But when I speak about money, I think there should be some level of basic education that needs to be provided to children from a very young age, so that by the time they reach an age of maturity, or when they reach a stage wherein they would start working, they should be able to make decisions for themselves, keeping the money in their mind. Most of us do not actually think about our careers, is what I feel, or don't think about what you want to do in life until we reach probably an age of around 13 or 14, is when we are mostly influenced by our parents to decide on what jobs we want to do, or probably what professions we want to take forward. But if the education itself teaches you the importance of money, then maybe we would be able to concentrate on other things that might help us follow our passions in future. And yeah, with that, I'd like to conclude. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, with this, we'll come to the end of the session. Now, I would like to call upon my name is Master Pravi to present the report card.
Toastmaster Tony spoke for to whom minutes and 27 seconds. Toastmaster each one spoke for 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Yes, spoke for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. He guest Poonam spoke for 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Guest Srikanth spoke for 1 minute and 15 seconds. And guest Trezor spoke for 1 minute and 29 seconds. Thank you, and over.
The session was very, very great, and all the speakers were very confident. You all, I mean, all the guests, they are ready to join the tour council, then you can start giving your prepared speeches for the next day. So over to you to classroom.
That was fantastic table topic session. It was quite a Sunday. Really enjoyed it. It was really engaging session. So before moving to our evaluation session, I'll just talk about the today's theme. So I spoke about developing a new habit, what strategy to apply. So I thought about one strategy. Name of the strategy is keep with reward. So not this. So whenever you want to develop a new habit, keep it small and simple initially. For example, if you want to start exercise, if you want to go to gym, for the initial few days, you can go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you want to go for jogging or running, maybe you can go for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But when you gradually get into that habit of going regularly, you can gradually increase your timing intensity. That way you can develop that. Which means if you want to develop a habit, start that habit with your existing habit. For example, if you have existing habit of drinking a coffee every morning, so while enjoying your coffee, you can start a new word, maybe a vocabulary. Or if you have a habit of praying in the morning, just after praying, you can practice gratitude. Similarly, existing habit, you can have new habit along with that. Third is reward. Reward and celebration. As a human being, we always enjoy rewarding ourselves and celebration. So new habit can be small one. But if you develop that habit, reward yourself. Reward can be smaller things like just patting our back, or maybe just saying ourselves, you have done a great job. Or maybe after doing exercise, you can treat yourself with a coffee. So if you follow these three things, gradually you can develop a new habit. So let's now move on to next session, that is evaluation. To start this evaluation, I would like to call today's general evaluator, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Rohit has one question for you. What new habit you want to develop in this coming new year?
I would like to start reading because I believe I have stopped reading since long. So I'm just challenging myself to read at least 4 pages every day. As you said that reading 5 pages will help me to reach 10 books in 1 year. So at least I'll try to reach 5 to 6 books. So that would be my goal and aim for this particular 2025.
That will be.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How was the samosa? Depends on what it is. So this oily food really increases cholesterol in our body, but we can work upon it. There are 4 pointers over here. Hitting those pointers help those oily stuff digest easily, quickly. So do you want to go with that? You can tap using these pointers. This round we have is called as general evaluators round, where we would be calling upon the evaluators who would be evaluating the prepared speeches, followed upon by the tag rules, that is time by far on the end of the area, and followed by the general evaluators evaluations for the day. So, we'd like to call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Ruchi, to evaluate the icebreaker speech delivered by Toastmaster Shiva.
Hey everyone. Congratulations Toastmaster Shubham on delivering such an amazing speech. We as audience actually love this speech. And what really stood out for me, whenever you come on the stage, you have a nice, vibrant smile. I always notice, like whenever you're on the stage, even if it is for any roles, you have a very nice, vibrant smile. And it takes a lot of courage to come on the stage and deliver a speech. And if you can do it with a smile, just like a cherry on top of the cake, then you are really very, very energetic on the stage. And you had a very loud and clear voice. Those things were really wonderfully done. Now, what I further like in the story, in the speech, you had very, very interesting stories which hooked the audience. For example, the childhood memories when you're pressing all the lift buttons, and when you're surrounded by stray dogs at midnight and you call your mom. So, when we share these stories, it helps us to relive our childhood memories, to go back to our childhood days and we reflect back on those days, and it makes our speech more relatable, and there's a better audience connection. And then there were some other stories which you shared, interesting stories like the selfie with the police, the story that when you were afraid when you're on the stage and you shared a pic also of that, but it did not seem that you were afraid by the pic. Okay. So the third thing which I liked, you had an impactful start as well as an impactful end. So you started the speech with a quote. The quote was a journey to 1,000 miles. A journey to 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So when we start with some quote or some questions, it actually grabs the audience attention. So we have to any speech, we have to hook the audience attention in the first 5 seconds. And when we can grab the audience attention in the first 5 seconds, it stays throughout the speech. So that was wonderfully done. Well done. Also, you had an inspiring end to your speech. So what your message was, we should face our fears and rise above it.
So yes, you actually faced all your fears and rose to the. Now your speech was really amazing, but I know you have the potential to rise and grow even better. Your speech could have been more well organized because a well organized speech makes the speech easy to understand and there's better audience connection. So you would have ordered the organized speech in a chronological order. Start with your childhood days and then move to your student life and then to your professional life, etc. So to summarize, you had a nice, vibrant smile. You had very interesting, fascinating stories, and impactful start as well as end. To work upon, you can work upon the well organization. So to all the best to Master Shubham and look forward for your future speeches.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Let me call upon our next evaluator, Toastmaster Kalyan.
Mentorship is like a hidden treasure map. And ladies and gentlemen, today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Kalyan Kumar, unfold the secrets of mentorship for me and for all of us. What I loved about the speech first was the opening. An opening is a hook which gets you hooked to the speech. And you started with an opening of the car and the gear story. I was wondering where it's going, but I loved the way that you put it down into the mentorship aspect. So beautiful opening, Toastmaster Kalyan. Second part is the structure. A structure is the backbone of a speech, which can make or break a speech. And today, Toastmaster Kalyan, your structure was excellent. You started with an example, then you had definition of mentorship, you talked about coach, mentor, then you talked about mentorship in Toastmasters, and also gave a lot of examples. So beautiful structure. The third thing is examples. Not only examples, relatable examples. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, everyone can relate to, I can relate to. The KKR coach and mentor, I could relate to. The most relatable example, Toastmasters, you got that also into your speech. So wonderful, relatable examples that you had. The fourth part that I love was his presence on stage. Toastmaster Kalyan Kumar leveraged the stage wonderfully. He went from one part of the stage to the other, and I loved his calm and composed nature. He had pauses, he also had good hand gestures. It shows that he has confidence and preparation. So good job done in that. But Toastmaster Kalyan Kumar, Rome was not built in a day. In a similar way, feedback is very important for a speaker to become better and improve and become a world champion in the future. So, my dear world champion, my feedback for you are two, actually three words. First is I would have loved if you have told me about the qualities that you learn from a mentor. As if I'm a new person who wants to become a mentee, I would love to know what are the qualities that I would look forward to in a mentor. Maybe active listening, communication, empathy, some of the qualities that you get to learn from a mentor, which you have learned from your mentors. I would love to know that. Second thing that I felt was missing was a call to action. I'm listening to your speech. What is it that I'm taking away from your speech? If I have to become a good mentee, what is it that I should learn? Or what have you learned that will help me become a better mentee in the future? So let me know the call to action. And the third part, I felt the conclusion. I felt the conclusion was very abrupt at the end. The title of his speech was SS, and you got that title aspect at the end of his speech, which you just gave a name and then you concluded. So I couldn't even get that name properly and did not understand what SS means. So maybe you could have brought that essence of the SS at the start itself and given a better conclusion in terms of a summary. Overall, a beautiful speech which had opening, structure, relatable examples, good stage presence, things you can work on, and the qualities that you learn from a mentor, conclusion, call to action. I see something in Toastmaster Kalyan Kumar, and I know what it is. You're going to be a wonderful mentor in the future. Thank you.
Now it's time for our Toastmaster Praveen.
Toastmaster, yeah, good. Toastmaster, she spoke for 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And the distinguished Toastmaster Ankit spoke for 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Thank you. Over to you. Let me call upon our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Ajay. Over to Toastmaster.
Good evening, everyone. It is great to see many of you leverage and usage the word of the day for today's meeting. Coming on to the usages, guest Jays and guest Poonam used word of the day. Toastmaster Shubham, it is great to see you use phrase of the day in your icebreaker speech. DTM Ankit and Toastmaster Libby used both word of the day and phrase of the day in their respective evaluations and the session. Coming to the incorrect usages of grammar, which I noted, it was said on the stage that I was not a sharp or study kind of guy. Instead, it should be sharp or studious kind of guy. Also, there was another moment where it was said, I doesn't know what to do with the money. Rather than it should be, I don't know what to do with the money. Moving on to some excellent usages of grammar words. Toastmaster Libby used good phrases, which were teamwork makes or breaks the meeting. And another phrase she used was sky is the limit. Moving on, Toastmaster Ishwar used the word understatement. Guest Jace used the word mediocrity. And Toastmaster Ron used the word haywire. I know that he was not on the stage today, but being a grammarian, I heard it outside in the break. That will be all. Thank you.
So I'll be sharing the arc of the report. What I will do is, as told by Vivi, I will be differentiating, I will categorizing the R counters into 4 categories. One is flawless, that is no R. Second is 1 to 4 R. Then 5 to 10 and 10 plus. So unfortunately, nobody was flawless today.
Third was.
The people who came on stage, nobody was flawless. So 1 to 4, there are names written down. First one is Kalyan Kumar. Then Ankit, he had 1. Ajay had 1. Then Soni sir. Toastmaster Jayesh. Toastmaster Shashikant. Toastmaster Vidas and Toastmaster Ruchi. People who had more than 5 to 10 hours are Toastmaster Libby, considering the long 30 minutes. I think that is acceptable. Then Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Shehzad, and Toastmaster Puna. And who were about 10 is Toastmaster Shubham. So that's all about the report of our counter. So I would suggest the 2 things that you can use in order to reduce the hours. First is most of the you use the hours when you are speaking impromptu. So what I suggest is speak a little slow while speaking impromptu, and that will reduce the number of hours. Second is that whenever you're speaking, hours will come when your mouth is open. So suppose you are thinking, then your hours will come. So what you can do is you are thinking but not speaking at that point of time, close your mouth, and that will reduce your hours. So it is difficult. You need to try and practice it. But if you do this, you can have less hours. That's it from us.
So now moving ahead to the next session of our meeting, which is called as
general evaluation. Now, in this session, we share the overview how exactly the meeting went. So, the today's meeting started dot at 5, that is on time. So, big round of applause for the ceremony. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Shubham, I like the energy you started our meeting with, and I have seen you uprising the way you have evolved yourself as a Toastmaster over here. And the way you have started with our Toastmasters mission, it was energetic and you did not use any script. So kudos to you, excellent, good job done. However, what I will urge is you can start now as you have been on the stage multiple times. So you can start a quote or a small story that can create a good environment and people will be more energized to move ahead with the meeting. So overall, good energy and you had good pauses today that I liked about you. The next member on the stage was our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dharmesh. I felt as if I'm reading the first MBA chapter. Very vital and very important theories, the SMART technique. Believe me, if you write that 5 letters on a piece of paper and try to follow that, it really works. Be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Very important chapter, very important theory. So thank you, Toastmaster Dharmesh, for such a very vital topic. It was really a motivating session for us. Moving ahead, we had got our Toastmasters of the day, Toastmaster Parnopani. A very strong theme picked up, the power of daily habits. People tend to begin their journey of their aim and targets from the month of January. But you picking this topic will really help us to ensure that we pick our aim just from the month of November. So that we will be at least at our peak level by the month of December and energized to move from the month of January. So very well and very strong topic chosen. And you shared lots of insights like habit of compounding growth. Obviously, reading 5 pages a day will help you complete 10 books. Then you spoke about the kiss and the reward technique. And you also ensure that we need to keep habits very simple so that it will be achievable and we could be easily able to find and fit a target for that given habit. And what I liked about your role is you did not use any script throughout your roles. Kudos to you, it was a very well prepared quick enough for me. Then moving ahead with our timer, half counter, and Sumerian rule, we all these 3 are seasonal experienced member, and all 3 of them completely and explain the role in detail. So kudos to you, good job done. However, I would urge if you can use a story or pep talk to introduce your role, that will help members to understand the role more effectively and help them to stay connected with what you are speaking about. So you can start doing that in the future. Now moving to the next session, the prepared speeches. Excellent, we had 2 speeches today, Toastmaster Shubham and Toastmaster Kalyan. Both sessions were interesting, very nice topics chosen and interesting content delivered. Both the speeches were motivating. Climbing Mountain Everest without oxygen was the quote you used, and it was again a transformational journey that you shared about Kalyan. So, picking these topics really helped us as well as our guests to come and plan to join the club. So, kudos to both of you. And next was our educational session taken by Toastmaster Lidhi, a session which was very much required. And though we do these activities, but we tend to forget the depth of this particular rules because we just do it eventually and we do not remember what more further benefits we will be getting from this. So, very detailed explained roles were shared by Toastmaster Lidhi. And few things that she shared were very much helpful for me as an individual, which I would like to highlight over here. The very important factor being on stage is first you need to be kind towards people. So very important point that you raised. So those are a big round of applause for you. Next, she explained that clarity precedes success. So not only these roles are mandatory, but you need to have a clear focus and intention how this roles will help you. And Yes, complete detailed and comprehensive educational session was delivered by Toastmaster Yoga. And next we have our table topics session. So good to see a lot of guests come on the stage and deliver the table topics. So put to the big round of applause for that. The topics were very effectively chosen: money, wealth, and habit. Interesting, which were in line with the theme of the day. So very well done. Good job done, Toastmasters. And then also, I like something that you helped one of the guests to find and get more insights about what they're planning to speak. So good. You were encouraging the audience, encouraging the speakers as well. Moving to the next session, which was evaluators sessions. Toastmaster Ruchi, who evaluated the icebreaker speech. I felt that she tried all attempts to encourage Toastmaster Shubham. She had an eye for detail and everything. What she heard from the speech was very well structured and delivered on the stage. However, if just one recommendation, you can use this stage completely. And these recommendations were helpful for not only for Shubham as well as for us. So you can just have a glance towards all the audiences. The next evaluation session was conducted by distinguished Toastmaster Ankit. What an energetic session. It was, you spoke about the mentorship qualities and very important call to action that Toastmaster Kalyani spoke about. And this feedback has really helped us to understand the criticality, like what factors are important when you come on the stage and at this level where Kalyani Kumar delivered the speech. And also you found, concluded by giving you a confidence that he can become a mentor in the future. So that would really help him and to the student. Thank you so much. Overall, today's meeting was an excellent session, but there are some pointers that I noted which will help us to make our meetings more effective for the future meetings. Like, I would request members to come on time so that they would not miss any part of the meeting. Second, avoid using acronyms on the stage. Instead of team mode, we can call Toastmasters of the day, and TM can be avoided. Instead, we can call Toastmaster. And about handshakes, I would expect person who is on the stage ensures that he or she handshakes with the next person coming on the stage. That is one of the Toastmaster protocols that we all need to follow. So no issues on that. And also, whenever we are handing the stage over to someone else, so shaking the hand while leaving, we should leave the stage from behind. It's look good. So this is one of the small exercises that will help us to look more professional on the stage. And also, last but not the least, we need to ensure that the feedback slips and the pens are really shared with all the members in advance so that there are no last minute hazards going on. Overall, an excellent meeting, spoke about habits. And the quote that I read about is, I like that quote, so would like to share with all of you. I want to inculcate the habit of not resting before I am tired. So this is what I read about. And one more thing that came to my mind is I found one of the speakers, he spoke about the beans theory, buy a packet of beans. And whenever you are able to achieve the goal or target you have kept for yourself, create a checklist and see if you could achieve all those pointers for the day and put that one bean in the jar. Every day you are able to complete your tasks, add that one bean in a jar, and you will see the jar filling, and it will help you understand that you are really able to achieve your goal and make sure you are at mark with whatever plans you have in future. So that's it as a general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vilas. It was a very fantastic session. We learned a lot about evaluation today. So now we have come to the conclusion of the thing. So to become successful or achieve growth in your financial or professional life, you must leverage your good habits and achievement. As Rome was not built in a day, similarly, good habits cannot be developed in a day. We need to consistently and patiently work on habits to achieve your goals. Path to the success can be achieved only by small and consistent steps. You cannot build castles in a day. You can build it by one brick at a time. I will end by giving just clear goal. What he says, success is a product of daily habit. It's not a product of overnight transformation. So, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kalvapani. So now we'll have the voting on the left. Not have the polls, maybe Rojas will be sharing the scanner. Maybe you can scan it and vote. For others, the voting polls are already there in the group.
Yeah.
So while you start voting, I would like to have a feedback from the guests. So starting with Shaila.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can give your feedback about the meeting.
So I felt it was really amazing. It being the first time, I did not really know what Toastmasters actually is. I had seen a few videos of YouTube, but I did not, set up how exactly it works, the activities that you guys do, and the roles that everyone picks up. So all in all, I felt it's really amazing, and I think it will really help with building my confidence and help me to sleep better. Thank you.
Yes. It was my second session, so it's a very amazing session. I get to know what are the roles and everything begin with. It is a good session. The madam's education session also helped me a lot. That is what I did at my first session. That's I understood what are the rules. So it will be a good stepping stone first. So thank you. So, in the Toastmasters meeting, what I could see in the last 3 4 years is that along with the confidence building, she good thoughts are also it was hopeful, which is very, very important when people come to the spiritual help them. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Guru.
This is my first response session as well. I had learned about the roles, different roles and scripts, and how well organized it can be. So this is very new information for me, and I'm really excited and I look forward to be part of most sessions with her. Thank you.
So while voting, just note that there was a last moment change, so timer was not changed. So actually, it is Praveen instead of Arsha. You can vote for Arsha if you want to vote for Praveen. Some announcement I will make. So some announcement I would like to make. First is that tomorrow we are having a division contest, and two of our club members, that is Meenakshi and Vidya,
are participating in that contest. So even they are not there today, we would all like to wish them all the best, and we hope that they both reach the district levels.
And we all go for it.
Yeah. Second thing is that on 24th, that is next Saturday, we are having a joint meeting with Thagar Toastmasters Club. It will be in the same location, probably that room. And we expect everybody of you to come in huge numbers and make this joint meeting a great success. There are various roles available. We are also having a debate and also some acts like singing, dancing. So anybody who is interested in doing such acts or participating in debate or any such tag team roles, please approach me and we will let you know, give you the rules. Then on 30th of this month, we are having again the meeting and it will be an educational session. So it will be by Sangeeta Sutti and it is on table topics. So it will take care of two things. One is the table topic context that we are having in the month of January and also impromptu speaking in general. So all the members, I will request you to attend this session. It will be a great, give you great insights about talking impromptu. It will be just 30th. So this was about the meetings. Today we had one icebreaker. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Shubham. You give him this. All the polls done. Two polls. Not that okay. You can continue with the polls. By that time, I would like to call upon ETM Ankit.
So, as was told by Navi before, as I'm the district director, in the month of August, I've gone for the international convention, which happens in the United States. So, just for the members on guests who are there here, what happens is you have Toastmasters speech contest, right? So, what happens, you start from the club level, then you win at the club, go to the area, you win at the area, go to the division, as you were saying. We have division level contestants from our club representing our club in the division tomorrow. And from the division, you go to the district. And if you win in the district, then there are some quarterfinals, post which the top 10 contest winners across the world come together in the finals, which happens at the international convention, and it's called the World Champion of Public Speaking. So over there, we also have the training for the district officers. So I had gone there, and I was given something to be given to my club. At that time, I couldn't come in and give it, but as a proud member of Agnel Toastmasters Club, I wanted to give this ribbon. Yes. Member of Agnel, I learned a lot. Agnel as a whole, the mentors, some of them are present here today, and the members overall have helped a lot. Me in my journey to become what I am today. And I'm really grateful to everyone present here. As Toastmaster Kalyan Kumar was giving your speech on mentorship, I could relate totally to it because we have that kind of good quality mentors and mentees in Agnel. So thank you to the club, and this is you and exciting also. Yes.
So the polls are in big line. Who do you think is the best auxiliary role player? Jay. So it's Toastmaster Ajay. 2 मिनट लेना था तो प्रॉब्लम कर लो Thank you so much. Best role player. Movilas. Between the TMOD, the GE, and the DTM. Table topic 1. Okay, Mr. Toastmaster with us. Best table topic speaker.
Sorry.
That is bit obvious.
Today is one of our oldest members, and I mean, this will be like the 600.
Yeah.
It's very good year, man.
Best navigator. Toastmaster and game. And best speaker. Toastmaster Karyas. So with this, we will end the 361st meeting. I will not call everybody on stage and we'll have good. Oops.